So first things first, how did you answer the title? What's going on, guys? It's Zach back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about, number one, is it possible to manifest weight loss? And number two, some steps that you can use to do it. So just by that itinerary, you should conclude that yes, it is absolutely possible to manifest weight loss. Now here's the question. How did you answer the title? Did you say, yes, I do believe it's possible, or no, I don't think that I can. I don't think that it's possible. Just based on that, that is going to decide, is it possible for you? First things first, do you decide that yes, it is possible for me to do this? If so, then the steps will reveal themselves. If you stay persistent, if you stick to that desire, it will happen for you. Now, if you said, no, it's not possible, that's really what you have to work on first. That limiting belief that, well, maybe I've tried a lot of things in the past that haven't worked, or maybe I just don't know how it would even begin, and those things are stopping me from believing that it is possible. You have to work on that first. Just by deciding that, yes, it is possible, the plans will reveal themselves, the way will reveal itself, and you will start to see results. That's how manifestation works. All of this stuff is the same, you guys. Manifesting a person, manifesting money, manifesting success in any area, it's all the same. It all requires that baseline belief that yes, I can do this, and then the way is going to reveal itself. I try to really simplify the process for manifesting anything on this channel because it really is pretty simple and straightforward. I think a lot of people are out there giving you a lot of information on how you can leverage techniques and how you can really understand the entire concept of this stuff to make it work for you, but I think that sometimes this stuff kind of overinflates the process, and really, again, when it comes down to manifesting anything, it really is just a matter of a very few simple steps, which all start with number one, deciding what you want, becoming very clear that I want this and I am deserving of this. Then the processes of how you can help yourself to believe that you can get there, how you can help yourself to believe that you are worthy, that's when a lot of that other stuff comes into play. But I think for a lot of us, it really does come down to the simple step of deciding what it is that we want, and then realizing that potential is infinite, and if it hasn't been done before, it can be done by you. But realize for things like weight loss, for things like muscle gain, for whatever it is that's probably on your plate right now as far as things that you want to create in reality, people have done this before. Right? It's not something that is so out of the whack that it's going to require a brand new set of approaches, a brand new set of beliefs, all of these things. Yeah, it's individualized for you, but realize that with the infinite potential, there is a lot of examples already out there of people that have done this and have already made these things happen. So if you can just focus on those things and realize that with infinite potential, this is possible, it helps you to reaffirm that belief that you can do it too. So let me hit you with a couple of steps that I think you can really leverage to make this stuff happen. Now, this is coming from my opinion as somebody that has been a health and fitness trainer for a very long time, and I've seen a lot of people manifest weight loss, be it, through a lot of different processes, right? I don't want to say, oh, there's one simple process that is going to make this happen, because I've seen people lose weight, huge amounts of weight, small amounts of weight, whatever it is, in such a massive varying set of approaches, right? There's just so many ways that I've seen people do this. So that all being said, I think I'm pretty uniquely qualified to talk about this subject and to give you guys some really solid steps that I think work for everybody every single time. Okay, so step number one, like anything, know what you want. I think a lot of people think that they know what they want, or they're willing to put a lot of excuses forward when it comes to what they want. So they'll say, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds, but then they start listing out all of these reasons why they can't do something. Now, here's the thing. We all have reasons why things are a challenge for us, right? We can all come up with 1,000,001 roadblocks that are going to come up on the way to our destination along the journey, but that's just part of the journey. So I think really one of the big factors that determines if a person is going to succeed or they're going to fail is how willing are they to focus on what it is that they want versus what all of the little issues that are going to come in to play are. Neville Goddard says that there are really only two things that are going to stop you on your route to success. Number one is weakness of attention, and number two is poverty of imagination. And I think that's kind of what I'm talking about here as far as focusing on the end result rather than focusing on the little issues that come into play along the way. Those things are going to come into play. You have limiting beliefs. We all have insecurities that are going to manifest themselves in the form of circumstances, maybe like that's people, maybe your car breaks down and you can't go to the gym, you run out of money, you can't buy the food that you want to buy, or just your mindset, like depressed days that are going to hold you down, and that self-talk which is going to try to convince you that you're not worthy, all of this stuff. These things are inevitable. They're all part of the journey, but it's helping us to level up, because the more that we can face these drawbacks and still get over them and still continue to persist and go forth towards what we want, that is going to help us to become more focused and to become more understanding that this is part of the journey. And then as time goes on and these types of circumstances or whatever it is that might come into play later on are no longer going to show themselves, because you have leveled up to that next degree of belief, right? That next degree of knowing who you are within and realizing that you can overcome these things. So that's knowing what you want, right? Be bold, think big, think about really what the end desire is and realize that you can have that. So when it comes to weight loss, for example, right? Maybe it's, I know that I want to lose 30 pounds, or maybe it's just, I know that I want to look a certain way, or I know that I want to feel a certain way. All of these things are adequate. You don't have to know exactly how much weight you want to lose or exactly what you want to look like. As long as you have that general understanding, that's enough to latch onto. But remember, realize that it is just where you focus your attention. It doesn't have to be super exact, but there are kind of polarities, right? So there are the negative understandings of what could potentially happen and all the reasons that you might fail. And then there are the positive realizations that, what would this be like if it were to be true? What would this be like if I were to come out on the other side a better person? Just focus on that. And if you can continue to focus on that, you will start to move in that direction. And based on how quickly you're able to overcome your fears, doubts, and indecisions, that's going to determine how quickly you are going to reach the other side and how effectively you're going to reach the other side. Number 2 is something that I got from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And that is, recognize that the plans that come up in your subconscious mind are the things that you can take action on. Now, I think in the manifestation community, there's a lot of back and forth about taking action and like what you should do to take action, whether you should take action at all, whether you should just sit there and let it show up on your doorstep. And now here's what I think. I think in this material world, in this existence that we live in, there are sets of basically laws that we have all as a collective come to agree with, right? So things like gravity, things like time. And do I think that these things can be overcome with the mental laws? Yes. If you read in the Kybalion says that the mental laws transcend all other laws. And even that concept, I think, is transcendable because it is a book that somebody else, maybe outside of yourself, maybe you look at all things as one consciousness, but the bottom line is that as you believe, so shall it be done unto you. So if you believe that things really can just show up at your doorstep, well, they totally can. Now here's the caveat to that, right? Which is that you have spent X amount of years, say you're 30 years old, you've spent 30 years programming yourself to believe that there are laws outside of yourself that you have to follow, that you really have to follow and abide by, right? So here's what I think. I think that you should abide by those laws. Don't try to fight something just because you think that some other way would be more convenient, because ultimately that's going to become even more inconvenient, right? So if you want $1 million to just show up at your front doorstep, well, that's going to take significantly more belief and effort work within than going out and building a business that's going to generate you $1 million. Why would you not go out and follow the steps to build that business to then generate the $1 million if that's going to be easier for your mind to wrap itself around than just sitting down and somebody gives you a magical check for $1 million, right? Or you win the lottery or something. Like, these things are not to be destroyed just because you want to follow a certain way that manifestation works. I guarantee you that for most of you, going out and just sitting down and having your body like shrink just on its own while you're still following the same sets of habits, you're still following the same overall mindset, it's not going to work as well as if you were to listen to your subconscious mind and allow it to come up with plans, right? So here's what I mean. If you sit down and you decide that I am going to lose 30 pounds, or I'm going to be somebody that, is visibly a lot thinner and is visibly thin, visibly toned, muscular, and feels a lot better, right? That's the opposite to what somebody that is overweight and, living a life that is not abundant in good feeling and abundant in physical health is going to, experience. If you ask yourself, what does this person experience and how do I get to this point? Your subconscious subconscious mind is going to come up with plans. It's going to show you a way. And if you're willing to listen to that and follow those plans, you will reach where you're going. You will reach the end result. A lot of people in this community try to manifest things, but they want to ignore the plans. They want to, tell my subconscious mind, no, that's not the way to do it. Here's the way to do it. But they're fighting with themselves. They're fighting with themselves within because they can't see the end result. And I know that a lot of these teachers and, even people like Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy talk about just sticking with the end result. But when we do that, when we live in the end, our subconscious mind is going to reveal plans to us of how we can do this. And I think that you'd be a fool to ignore those plans. You'd be a fool to say, no, that's not how I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this another way. Keep bringing me forth plans. And your subconscious mind, all it's learning from that is this person rejects the plans, right? This person is rejecting the end because the plans that we're revealing from the infinite consciousness are being rejected. And they're saying, no, that's not how I want to do it. So that must mean that, no, they want to stick exactly where they are. And fundamentally, that's true. If you are ignoring the plans, you're ignoring what it means to live in the end, right? Those plans are simply showing you what that person looks like. When our subconscious mind tells us, here's how we would be willing to eat, here's how we would be willing to exercise, or here's some other tactics that we would be willing to leverage to love ourselves more, right? Maybe things like meditation or journaling, all these things that can help us reflect and grow within. If we're rejecting those plans, we're fundamentally rejecting what it means to be that version of ourselves, right? Do you want to be somebody that just manifests the weight loss and your entire life stays exactly the same? No, you don't, because everything else that is in your life, all of these different attributes as far as your diet, as far as your regular fitness routine, as far as your regular self-love routines, right? These things are contributing to that ultimate identity. And you want to shift the entire identity. You don't want to just manifest weight loss one time and then have some life event happen to you, or just the regular routine happen to you, and that weight all comes right back. As a fitness trainer, I'm telling you this, guys, I see this all the time. This is what happens more often than anything. Most people that lose weight end up gaining it right back because they don't change anything. They just change one thing about their diet. Maybe they just eat less, right? Maybe they eat the same shit, but they're eating just a little bit less of it. Well, when one single stressful situation comes into their lives, they're going to fall back onto those old habit routines, and they're going to become the exact same person that they were before because they didn't shift anything other than the physical appearance, right? Your physical appearance is going to fluctuate throughout life, but what you want is that stable, steady change, right? You want to lose those 30 pounds and keep them off. Maybe you want to lose 100 pounds and keep them off, right? Well, if you don't change who you are within fundamentally your identity, that weight is going to come right back. It's going to come right back extremely fast, probably faster than you even lost it. So guys, when you impress on your subconscious mind that you want an end result, when you want to lose that 100 pounds, right? Impress your subconscious mind and then let it bring you the plans and follow the plans. As you follow the plans, you will learn more about yourself. You will learn more about what you're willing to do, what's enjoyable for you, what is extremely challenging and just causes you more stress than it brings you benefit. You'll learn these things, and then you can impress on your subconscious mind, hey, here's what I'm willing to do to become this kind of person. Here's what I'd be willing to do forever. And then based on that, you can just reflect, you can just build up yourself more within. And yeah, I know I'm kind of rambling, but I don't really know what else to say on this other than listen to your subconscious mind. Don't deny it. Allow it to give you plans and then follow those plans and reflect. And the final tip is persist. Persist in your assumption, persist in your actions, persist in the belief that it can happen for you. A lot of people, they'll go on this journey and like I said, those challenges, those obstacles will pop up and they think because there are challenges and because there are obstacles, you're not worthy of it. It's not going to happen for you. But we have to realize, guys, that manifestation, just because you come across it now, later in life, wherever you are in life, it's been happening for you for your entire life. This is a law. This is something that is innately part of the experience of consciousness, right? Challenges, obstacles, limiting beliefs, all of these things are just aspects of data that are coming into your experience to help you grow and become a better person. So rather than looking at these things as signs that, somehow you're not worthy of it, don't do that. Look at them as this is an opportunity for me to grow, really. This is an opportunity for me to level up and become a better person. And if you're able to do that, you will look at everything as empowering rather than disempowering. There is a very fundamental aspect of the mind of the person that succeeds in the mind of the person that fundamentally fails, and that is, how do they look at data? The person that just enters manifestation and they start looking at everything as empowering or disempowering, look at everything as empowering. Look at everything as, hey, this is feedback that is helping me grow. If you can do that, you will never lose. If you can do that, you will constantly be reaching higher and higher levels of success, because you understand that all of this is a journey of consciousness. All of this is a journey of going within and finding within myself that next level of challenge, that area that I can improve upon to become the person that I want to become, right? We all think that we're out here manifesting things like weight loss, like money, like a specific person, but what we're really manifesting is growth within, and fundamentally an expansion of the overall human consciousness. We're evolving the species. When we can realize this, we understand that all of these limiting beliefs, all of these challenges, whatever it is, are just here to show us how we can expand. Now, I want to give you guys a bonus tip, which is just that longevity is really what you're looking for, right? When it comes to things like manifesting fitness or manifesting anything, really, like, you don't want to manifest something one time and then that be the manifestation. How do I say this? I'm trying to think of a way to word this, guys. You don't want to manifest weight loss and then you reach that goal, whatever it is, and then the weight all just comes back. Right? You don't want to manifest money and then you reach that point where you get the money, but then you lose it all. You have to go pay off your credit card debt, or you have to pay off this and that. Somebody steals from you. Same thing with an SP. You don't want to manifest them back and then lose them again. I've had this happen a million times. Now, with weight loss, that's why I say follow the plans that your subconscious mind gives you, because when you're able to adopt a new set of habits, when you're really able to become a different identity, the likelihood is that that manifestation, whatever it is, like the results will stick. They will stick around. And that's what you want, right? You don't want to lose the weight and then have the weight come all right back. Stick to the plans. Look at the long game, right? Really become somebody who is a healthy person, who exists in that body type forever that you want to see. And those results will stick. Well, there you go, guys. Couple tips on manifesting weight loss. Just know that you absolutely can do this. Persist in it and believe that you are the kind of person that deserves to have this. And within the long game, this is something that's going to stick around for you. And if you can really look at the long game, this is something that's going to happen for you very, very quickly. And the short-term results will happen even faster and they'll be more potent. So I hope this was helpful. Subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell so you know when my videos come out. And without further ado, I'll talk to you guys later.